Okay, so this is how you start the gusset for the Sheepy Pants pattern. This is my back center marker, so the first one that you place, I knitted around and I placed the front center marker, like the gusset asks you to do, and then I knitted back around, and so now I'm back to the front and ready to start my increases. So I just passed my stitch marker over, and then, oops, I'm ready to start the knit left loop and the knit right loop. So the knit right loop is the first one you do, and that means you knit into, or I'm sorry, the knit left loop is the first one you do, and that means you knit into the left loop of the stitch 2 below the one on your needle. So the one on my needle is this purple one, the red one is 1 below, and then this gray one is 2 below. So I slip my needle into, whoops, that stitch, the gray one, like that, and I knit into the back loop of it. So I slide my needle behind and I pull the yarn through, like that. And it looks a little wonky, but just keep going. So then you have the knit right loop, which is the second part of it. So you slip your needle into the first stitch below the one on your needle. So the one on my needle is the red one, and then this brown one is the one that's first below it. So I'm going to take this stitch, pick it up and put it onto the left needle, and then I'm just going to knit it. And then I'm going to knit the one, so it looks wonky still, but that's okay. So knit the one next to it, and then you have the completed increase. Now it's going to look totally funny until you get the gusset started. It just kind of looks like a big mess of stitches, so if you go back and look, it's just sort of this funky mess of nothing, and it doesn't really look like anything, and that's okay. That's what it's supposed to look like. So then you just knit all the way around to the second marker that you placed, which is the front of your pants. So I just did the first part of the gusset on the back of the pants with the first marker, and then when I get to the front, I will do the same thing that I just did. Knit, 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 and if you can't tell, I knit continental style, so it might look a little different if you knit English, and that's okay. So I'm getting there. There's my marker. Just a few more. I have a baby crying in the background. So knit around, and then I'm going to do the same increases when I get to that side. Okay, so I am almost there. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to pass my stitch marker again. I'm just going to do it like that. So here we go again with knit left loop, knit right loop. So the yellow one is the one on the needle, 2 stitches. The one right below is this sort of funky yellow, and then the one 2 below is this blue one. So I'm going to pick up that stitch with my left needle, knit into the back of it. So slip my needle through like that, wrap the yarn, pull it through, boom, there we go, and then knit right loop. I'm going to take the stitch below the one on my needle, so that's this yellow one, or yellow one's on my needle, this blue one's the stitch below, pick it up, put it on the needle, and then knit it, and then knit the one on the needle. So still looks pretty wonky, but when I finish that and knit a few more stitches, it will look normal again. So if you look back at it, that's my knit left loop, knit right loop. And then the next step, when you get all the way back around, is to start your make one increases, which is a whole separate thing, so we will do that when I get back around to the other side.